Roadrunner Rundown on Bakersfield.com and the CSUB Roadrunners Digital Network.
Bakersfield punches their ticket to the NCAA tournament.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, California.
Driving Harrington for the win. Yes! CSUB Roadrunners are your Western Athletic Conference baseball champions.
Here's the voice of the runners, Corey Costello.
Also give you details on how you might be able to win an automobile. So we got that coming up on the program today as well. And like I said, Patrick Beck will join us on with Mike Mendoza as well as Rod Barnes and Greg McCall on today's show here live from Bakersfield Hyundai here in the Bakersfield Auto Mall. But you know, we had a lot of stuff happening last week, and well, let's hit some of the highlights, shall we? As the Roadrunners men's and women's teams in action, and we will start with CSUB women's soccer. They were at home as they opened up against Grand Canyon. This one, a lot of Grand Canyon early, 14 shots in the first half for the Lobes compared to just 4 for CSUB. This one here turned away by a nice CSUB header to stop this corner kick attempt. Runners get one going late in the half as well. GCU keeper Blakely Frosch get with the save. It was kind of physical, a little bit of this, a little bit of that as well, and you don't want to push Jess Moorhead down either. That didn't work out too well. But the good news is cooler heads prevailed, and you know what? It's conference play. Things are a little more emotional. Closing minutes of the first half, Sabrina Delgado with the long attempt off the crossbar. That creates a Haley Vincent to Maddie Giamana attempt, and then that was saved. The next rebound, they try to find Delgado. Doesn't work, but here's another look at that one. Yeah, off the bar. That close. Lots of goalkeeping in this one, too. Tori Onelia, a couple of her 9 saves. Runner, she gets over 300, by the way, in her career. She goes out of the box to stop this scoring push as well. Final minutes of the half, the injuries start to hit. That's leading goal scorer Chloe Peepgrass going down. And then the 47th minute, there's Jess Moorhead limping out of the box. She goes down with a knee injury as well. More second half attempts for GCU. More saves from Tori Ornelia. Great one here. Then again, GCU's top scorer. Yeah, get that corn out of my face. Ornelia with the save once again for the Roadrunners. Not to be outdone, Frosch in GCU slow motion taking down the shot, and another one there from the creative touch off Delgado. Eventually, things would open up. 77th minute, there's a goal for GCU. 19 seconds later, how about the Roadrunners? Answering right back, Amina settles with the equalizer, just 19 seconds left. We'd played 2 overtimes. We couldn't come up with a winner. Both teams split with a point apiece in conference play, so it ends up being a 1-1 draw in the conference opener for CSUB and GCU. So everyone gets a point in conference play. Big 77th minute, both goal scoring in the 77th minute in this match. Here's what's coming up for the Runners. They'll be at New Mexico State on Friday at 3 Mountain Time. Then it's off to UT Rio Grande Valley on Sunday for a 1 o'clock Central match against the Vaqueros. Men's soccer, they were on the road last week. 1 game at the University of San Francisco, and Bakersfield doing it again in OT. How about that? Christian Duarte with another overtime game winner for the Runners who played their next to last conference game. They get the 2-1 win. Here's what's happening this week. They'll open conference play at Incarnate Word in their WAC opener at 7:30 on Wednesday. Then they're back at home on Sunday taking on Pacific in their final non-conference match. Roadrunners volleyball, they were at GCU on Saturday picking up the action 12-12 in the first set. Louisa Martins to Kelsey Sawyer. That would spark a 6-0 run for CSUB, and Martins ended up with 64 assists in the match. The Runners 104 digs as a team as the run continues, as Sawyer along with Carol Grasso and Edith Urias all getting into the action in the run, along as GCU would help them out a little bit here with a GCU hitting error as the Roadrunners go to 24-19 set point. And here comes big dig from Sophie Flemian. The Runner's first kill doesn't fall, but then Bakersfield will once again set up, guess who? Kelsey Sawyer, as here's the Flemian dig. And Sawyer the second time, this one will go much better for the Roadrunners. They close out the first set with a 25-19 win. Second set goes 25-23 to GCU. Tied it a set apiece in the third. Edith Ariza doing it again with the kill. She had 15 in the match. Then the Runners on a 3-0 run, thanks in part to a block from Sydney Haynes. There it was right there. 23-18 Runners starting to put the finishing touches on the third set. Kelsey Sawyer one more time for CSUB. She had 24 in the match, then set it up for Martins to Courtney Freeland, and the Runners take a 2-1 set lead with the 25-19 win. As we go fourth set, GCU, so it's all tied up. Heading to the fifth set, pick it up, 13-10, Louisa Martins, the overshot and the kill, CSUB by 4. And stop me if you heard this one again. It is Louisa Martins to Kelsey Sawyer for CSUB. They're best friends. Anyone could have, the two best friends. Sawyer with the kill. Runners win it 15-11, winning the match 3-2 over Grand Canyon. So Runners with a record-setting win, not only in the 3-2 WAC victory, 64 assists for Martins. That's the most yet this season for a player in the WAC. CSUB 104 digs. Runners, here's what's happening. They're on the road at Utah Valley, 7 o'clock on Thursday night Mountain Time. Then they'll take on Seattle Saturday at 1 p.m. So that is the upcoming busy week for CSUB volleyball, but a great weekend. A tie for women's soccer getting a conference point, and CSUB volleyball starts their defense of their WAC championship with a victory over Grand Canyon. So the Roadrunners off to a good start in conference play. And again, men's soccer will play their conference opener on Wednesday at Incarnate Word. They'll be back at home on Sunday in a non-conference match against Pacific, and then it's all conference play after that for Bakersfield. They will be at home the following week. Of course, Friday night, October the 9th, the big doubleheader. The women's team taking on Missouri, Kansas City in their first conference match at 5, and then the men's team will follow up with their conference opener against Grand Canyon, or their home conference opener against Grand Canyon at 7:30. That's coming up on Friday, October the 9th. But still, the men's team get a chance to check them out on Sunday as they take on Pacific as well. So Bakersfield with a pretty good weekend as the Roadrunners pick up a few conference points, and CSUB off to a 1-0 start in volleyball. Their opener for at home finally coming up on October the 8th. We'll have more of that on next week's program. We're here live today at Bakersfield Hyundai, 5300 Weibel Road, and we are getting ready for a big announcement a little bit later, but we talked about it a little bit earlier. The Bakersfield Hyundai Group going to be the sponsor of the Blue Gold Scrimmage for basketball, and they're going to be giving away
CSUB
a car.
Alumni
They hope to give
Association
away a
for the
car. They
annual
really want
Party
to
in
give
the
it
Park,
away.
Friday,
For
October
one lucky
23rd.
fan, all you got to do is make a half-court shot. Easy, right? We're not going to make you do a hook shot. You're not going to have to do anything special. Just make it from half court. You get one attempt, and that automobile could be yours. So we'll talk more about that coming up with Patrick Beck. He's the operating partner here at Bakersfield Hyundai. So to come on the show, Mike Mendoza, head wrestling coach, will join us as well, and our basketball coaches, Rod Barnes and Greg McCall, joining us in the final segment. We're going to step away and take a break. We'll be back here live with Patrick Beck. This is Roadrunner Rundown once again on location here at Bakersfield Hyundai.
Join the CSUB Alumni Association for the annual Party in the Park, Friday, October 23rd at Alumni Park on campus at CSUB. Tickets are $40 in advance or $50 at the door, or you can take advantage of new VIP tickets, which includes a special 5:30 p.m. admission time and exclusive VIP area for just $60. Make connections with CSUB alumni while enjoying wine, craft beer, along with great food pairings at this marquee event. Buy tickets online and save. Visit csub.edu/partyinthepark, and we'll see you October 23rd.
This is First Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN. This is First Look with Scott Cox on News Talk 1180 and the new 96.1 KERN.
In a fertile valley, a growing university with record enrollment and graduates serving the needs of a thriving community, a tradition of athletic excellence. Now a part of the Western Athletic Conference. CSU Bakersfield.
By the way, I think it's like our second show in like 3 weeks on the road. So I don't know. One of these days we'll be back in the studio. But glad to be out here on location here today at Bakersfield Hyundai because they are going to be the title sponsor of the upcoming Blue Gold scrimmage for CSUB basketball. And joining us now on the program, he is the operating partner at Bakersfield Hyundai and a big CSUB athletics supporter, Patrick Beck. Patrick, good to see you. How you been?
Oh, been great. I'm real happy to be here this morning.
Well, I appreciate.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I appreciate your support as well of the program. And let's first of all, I want to talk about car buying season because this is a big time of year, right? You're like getting rid of the old models, new stuff coming in, right?
Absolutely. Well, we say in our business, there's never a bad time to buy a car.
Right.
But absolutely, the new models are on their way in, and we've got great deals on the old models and on the new models because we run out and we replenish. So it's time to buy a car.
Absolutely. So let's talk. I want to talk about sponsorship a little bit.
Sure.
And you're taking over the sponsorship. Bakersfield Hyundai is of the Blue Gold scrimmage. What made you want to? You guys have done a lot with athletics as it is, but what made you want to take this step and become the title sponsor of this annual event?
Well, I was flattered to be asked by Coach Barnes and Coach Conaroda and Will to be part of the Blue Gold scrimmage. And as the title sponsor, it fits right into what we stand for at Bakersfield Hyundai. We want to sponsor a very wholesome, fun event. We have a lot of employees who are big basketball fans, as am I, and I'm a fan of CSUB, and I'm a fan of Coach Barnes and his program and all that stands for, and we're proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with the basketball program and the athletic program here at CSUB.
Well, it's a awesome sponsorship, and we appreciate it. Now, you went a little step further, though. You said I could sponsor this thing and just be the sponsor and that be it. But you said, no, I'm going to do something else. I want to hopefully give away a car. Explain that a little bit. How'd you come up with the idea, and how's this going to work?
Well, we've, as a sponsor of lots of different philanthropies, we've sponsored hole-in-ones before, and we knew that if we could sponsor a hole-in-one, we could sponsor a half-court shot. So we decided to do that. So we have an opportunity for some lucky fan. If we draw their name at halftime, they get to take a half-court shot, and we want them to make it. We want to give away a brand-new car, brand-new Hyundai Elantra, and we're hoping somebody can make that shot.
Yeah, and folks get a chance to register. You can register the day of the Blue Gold scrimmage in the Accardo Center lobby. You can register online. A couple different ways to do that, but just get registered before halftime of the men's scrimmage, and you'll draw that name, and someone will take a half-court shot. Have you ever made a half-court shot?
Oh, well, of course.
With nothing on the line.
Haven't we all made a half-court shot?
Yeah, with nothing on the line, right?
Took me 200 tries, but
I threw one in last year. I think we always like to mess around on the road. By the way, the men's basketball team manager came in as a phenomenal half court. Don't draw his name because he'll take a car off you. He'll make a half court shot. So we play a little game on the road. As any arena we go to, we're trying to make half court shots.
Sure.
And I like to throw mine like a baseball. And I made one at Grand Canyon last year, and one player saw it, so it was legitimized. I miss it every time since. I tried everywhere I go, but I made it one time. You talked a little bit about the Elantra, the car that's being given away. Talk about the vehicle a little bit. I mean, people want to know what they might be winning.
Well, it's we're so proud to represent such a world-class product in Hyundai. It carries America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and a 5-year, 60,000-mile basic warranty. It's America's most fuel-efficient car company.
Okay.
The Elantra is built at 38 miles per gallon, and it holds J.D. Power's #1 ranking in initial quality survey, and it's the #1 resale value in its class. And, oh, by the way, it's a little less expensive. We've got them advertised right now, 2016 models, for a net cost of $15,900.
Wow.
So you can get a brand spanking new car with Bluetooth and all the technology, state-of-the-art, for $15,900 at Bakersfield Hyundai. And we have, 100 in stock. We sell a lot of those cars.
Good. Well, 100 in stock, and we might be giving one away coming up.
I sure hope so.
Coming up on the with the Blue Gold scrimmage, October 22nd at the Accardo Center. Now, you're not just presenting this chance. Like you want to give this car away.
Well, you know what? In the game of in this type of game, we buy an insurance policy.
Right.
and we want to give the car away. We're paying the premium regardless whether someone wins it or not. So let's win it and give the car away.
Absolutely.
I'm bringing the keys.
There you go. Great idea. Bring the keys with you. Now, you supported this program for several years, even recently partnering with the Greater Bakersfield New Car Dealers Association to fund a scholarship endowment. Talk about that a little bit, because that was yourself and some other folks kind of coming together with that project.
Absolutely. Well, I've been honored to be the president of the New Car Dealers Association this is the end of a 4-year stint, and I'm just so proud to be associated with this group of businessmen here in town. They care as much about Bakersfield as anyone I've ever met. They're very charitable, and our manifest function in the New Car Dealers Association is we are a philanthropy, and we raise money to fund scholarships. And evidently, we used to have a scholarship fund at CSUB, and that ultimately transferred over to Bakersfield College, and this year that's fully funded, and we decided let's open a new one at CSUB.
Awesome.
And let's fund that. So got together with Josiah and got together with Ziggy, and the New Car Dealers came up with a formula that we really like. We're funding scholarships, and we agreed to an initial endowment of $50,000, and we want to build that to over $200,000.
Awesome.
But we want to award scholarships from the New Car Dealers Association to business students who are in athletics at CSUB. We think that's a great combination, a winning combination of a group of people that we'd like to lead our companies going forward and be leaders and entrepreneurs and employers and employees here in Bakersfield. And we have a great group of employees here at Bakersfield Hyundai, and I know a lot of the dealers feel the same way I do, that our CSUB students and graduates they're first rate. They're the ones that run our company.
Nice.
Our companies. So we're proud to be part of that sponsorship and scholarship fund.
Yeah, it's a great endowment, and looking forward to that kind of paying off for some student athletes in the years to come. Now, how long have you been in? You've been in the car business a couple decades at least, right? Couple, three?
Right. 28 years in the car business.
Okay, very close, to 3 decades. Nice,
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
What I know you were in Arizona for a while, right?
I was.
Why the move from Arizona to the city of Bakersfield?
Well, I came with the ownership group that bought this dealership in 2010, and they offered me a minority partnership in the purchase, and I chose to accept that. And
Great. I'm
so proud to have come to Bakersfield. We felt like we were called here, and we had a great purpose. And we've come here, and we've quadrupled the business, and we think it's because we serve our employees and we serve our customers. So that's what we do, and that's who we are. And we want to always do what's right. Never, ever embarrass anyone out there, and partner with great, wholesome groups like CSUB Athletics, and that's who we are.
Nice.
And if you're tired of the old car dealer, don't come here, because you're not going to get that. We're going to treat you perfectly.
Yeah, everyone here has been great with us and our crew, and it seems like everybody working here is having fun.
Thanks for saying that. I agree with you. If you don't smile at Bakersfield Hyundai, you can't work here.
There you go.
That's our deal.
We might steal that. Maybe we'll take that
Okay.
at CSUB Athletics,
Right.
if you can't smile. What have you enjoyed? I mean, having moved here from Arizona, what have you enjoyed about this community?
Oh, well, it feels very similar from the place where I am from, which is Tucson, Arizona, and it's exactly half the size.
Okay.
And obviously they have a great tradition of athletics in Tucson, and when I came here, I see the seeds of that here.
Yeah.
There are people that truly, truly care about this program and want it to grow and want it to be special. And in fact, not only is it, but the future is so bright for CSUB athletics. I mean, everywhere you look, everybody's going north.
Yeah.
There's nobody saying, boy, this is just the way it is, and we can't. No, everybody's saying, wow, and you think this is good. Wait till next week, wait till next month, wait till next season, wait till next year, and look what we have now. And as evidenced by the people from CSUB, all high quality, all very committed. I'm very proud to be associated with CSUB.
Awesome. And, we were talking about earlier about the employees seem like having a good time working here. What's the best part about your job? I mean, doing what you do as operating partner.
Well, I love to teach people. I love to show them what to do. I love to look at someone who's young and someone who's just started the business and someone who's blossoming and has taken the training that we're giving them and wants to get better every day. And, we define success as the progressive realization of a worthy goal. And achievement is a natural part of success, but really it's the journey. And if you're chasing something, you're a success. Yeah. Once you've achieved it, it's time to set a new goal, or by our definition, you're not a success. And the great thing is that we do goaltending on a daily basis here. And when you're done, Corey, you're welcome to come to my conference room. I have lots of motivational sayings up there, nice. and that's who we are here. So my greatest part is to teach people how to be new leaders in our company.
Awesome. Now, we talked about it a little bit before, but you support CSUB athletics personally, and then business decision as well. I mean, why CSUB athletics? I know you touched on it a little bit earlier, but really from a personal and even professional standpoint, why support CSUB athletics the way you do?
Well, I think that I think it's a natural, because CSUB athletics, you all are committed. CSUB athletics is committed to being great, not just great today, but great tomorrow. And it's on a foundation of integrity. They want to do it the right way. A man who's become a friend of mine, Marcus, we talk about that, and we're not shortcutting at CSUB. Mm-hmm. We're doing the right way. We're taking the right steps. We've got a great foundation, and we want to win. So if you want a great education, and you want to be surrounded by coaches who want to see you win and want to see you succeed in life and become a better woman, a better man, and to contribute to our world and our society and our community here in Bakersfield, CSUB Athletics is a great place to come. And that's the message. We want to stand next to the people that are giving that same message, because that's who we are. Yeah. If you want to be great, come to Bakersfield Hyundai. And let's see if you fit into our culture. And if you do, we'll help make you great.
Nice. Now, from a fan standpoint, I know you're a big fan as well. So how great was in being able to see some of those, as you kind of pointed to earlier, the seeds, but to see some of those seeds grow into 2 championships last year with volleyball and baseball. I mean, what was that like?
Absolutely. Well, I am not that I'm not a volleyball fan, but I didn't frequent that.
Right.
But both my wife and I are big baseball fans, and we love to go to the baseball games, obviously, and we love watching those kids win that thing, and what a treat! And I have seats right off a home plate there, and I help the umpires. I don't know if you knew that, but that's
sometimes
me.
They need it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're so proud of them for doing what they did, and that's just another example of how they can build that championship into another championship. We have Coach Bob coming this year, and we're just really excited about it.
Excellent. No, good things in store as well, and we're getting close to that season too. But basketball coming up here very shortly, and that's going to be Blue Gold Scrimmage October the 22nd at the Icardo Center, and sponsored by Bakersfield Hyundai, and a chance for one lucky fan to win a new Hyundai Elantra. Looking forward to that for sure. Well, I appreciate your time, Patrick, and thanks again for your support. It's definitely great. We appreciate it, and we'll see you at the Blue Gold Scrimmage.
That sounds good. I look forward to it. Thanks so much for having me today, Corey.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right,
Patrick Beck, the operating partner here at Bakersfield Hyundai. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we're going to speak with Mike Mendoza, head wrestling coach. His schedule came out a week ago. We'll chat with him about the upcoming 15-16.
Join the CSUB Alumni Association for the annual Party in the Park, Friday, October 23rd at Alumni Park on campus at CSUB. Tickets are $40 in advance or $50 at the door, or you can take advantage of new VIP tickets, which includes a special 5:30 p.m. admission time and exclusive VIP area for just $60. Make connections with CSUB alumni while enjoying wine, craft beer, along with great food pairings at this marquee event. Buy tickets online and save. Visit csub.edu/partyinthepark, and we'll see you October 23rd.
And welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. We're live here at Bakersfield Hyundai. My thanks to Patrick Beck, operating partner, for joining us in the last segment, talking about the upcoming men's and women's basketball Blue Gold Scrimmage presented by Bakersfield Hyundai on October 22nd, and how you can win that Hyundai Elantra with just a half-court shot, piece of cake. First, you got to win a drawing. First, you got to register. Then you got to win a drawing, and then you might. You might win that car if you're that good. But we're going to shift gears here real quick and get to some CSUB wrestling. The schedule was released a week or so ago, and joining us on the program now is head coach Mike Mendoza. Coach, good to see you again. How you been?
Great.
How's the off season been for you?
It's been great. We're gearing up for a good season.
I was going to say, you guys have had a team. Every year, you built a little bit more, and then maybe there was an injury that kind of threw you off, or a couple injuries that threw you off, but it just looks like finally it's all come together. This might be a really big year.
It should be. Like you said, it's been a building process, and there's been a few setbacks along the way, but this is a good team, and it's coming together.
We'll get to a little more details about the team in a minute. I want to talk schedule. I know it came out a week or so ago, and you guys have a phenomenal home schedule this year. I mean, a great opportunity. You'll start with your Blue Gold scrimmage on October the 24th at the Icardo Center at 5 p.m. But your first home meet will be the Roadrunner Open, which will actually be held at Sound Arena in Fresno. But then your true home opener Friday, November 20th against Penn State. You bring out a legendary coach and a program with a lot of success to the Icardo Center. How'd that all come about?
They have some guys on their team from California, and I'm sure they've been planning a trip out this way, and so they called about coming out, and certainly can't turn down having one of the best teams in the country in our gym and in our schedule. So we're starting off with a good one.
That one, obviously, I mean, it's got to get. You guys will be at the Mountaineer duels against Gardner Webb, Anderson College, and Appalachian State, and be at Cal Baptist kind of before that. That one comes in, but that's going to kind of make the guys go to another level, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we're going to have a few dual meets before we hit the toughest team in the country, but we're starting right away. We're on the road, and we've got 3 good dual meets, and we'll be well prepared for Penn State in terms of having matches under our belt and ready to compete.
Month of December, kind of as normal, you guys are on the road, a lot of tournaments. Cliff Kinney Invitational, you open Pac-12 action at Stanford on the Pac-12 Network on December 17th, and then you'll be at Reno Tournament of Champions and Midlands, which I know you guys go to every year. But then back into Pac-12 action at the Icardo Center. Friday, January 8th, Cal Poly is another one that you guys always seem to wrestle them tough, and you come up with great duels against Cal Poly.
Yeah, it's a different school. I mean, if you've been there and you've been on their campus, I don't want to say there's a jealousy factor because I like what we have, and our guys like what we have. But we look at them and they've got maybe a little bit more to brag about,
right?
And so a lot of our guys are. They've got a lot going on there, and they've got a lot there, and so we look at ourselves as a team that we're going to take on a team that is it thinks that they're special because they're right by the beach.
Right.
They got a beautiful campus and a big student body, and so there's pride on our team to beat Cal Poly. There's a chip on our shoulder for them every time we compete against them.
Awesome, and that's coming up, as we said, on Friday, January 8th at San Francisco State in a non-conference deal on Sunday, January the 10th. And then a interesting one on Saturday, January 16th. Non-conference, you're going to be taking on Utah Valley, who just got absorbed into the Big 12 and that whole merger with what the conference they're in. So that's a Pac-12, Big 12 matchup in Bakersfield. Who'd have thought that would ever happen?
Yeah. No, we're glad to have them out. It'd be a good dual meet. They've got a good team, and it'd be a great match.
And then at an interesting, you got a triangular duel. You got SIU Edwardsville and South Dakota State at South Dakota, and then back again against Grand Canyon on the 31st at the Icardo Center. Again, not a conference duel for you guys, but that's always a really tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they're a growing school, as you know. I mean, they're a WAC opponent, so a lot of the other sports at CSUB see them, and so they're good to have on our schedule as well. You
guys will get back into home action, a real big chunk of your schedule. Oregon State on Saturday, February the 6th at 5 p.m. You're having it at Bakersfield High School. You did that last year. Of course, a lot of BHS guys on the roster. So how'd that go over last year? Obviously, you guys are doing it again.
It was great. We recognized all the BHS wrestlers that have, come to CSUB. And it was neat. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of guys that have come from Bakersfield. Potentially that will be in our lineup. We have 7 BHS guys on our team.
Yeah.
And 6 of them are likely to be in the lineup. And the interesting thing is that they're all brothers. So we have 3 sets of brothers that are in the lineup. And so for them, it's competing at their kind of where they grew up, in their own home high school gym. So it's kind of neat for them. It's kind of a eerie feeling, they say, going back in their gym, but it's also a great feeling because there's a lot of pride that they have for the once a driller, always a driller,
right.
And they live it.
That's awesome. No, it's great, and I'm glad you guys could do that again. And then two really great ones to kind of round out Pac-12 action. Friday, February 12th against Boise State at the Edcardo Center, and then the following Sunday against Arizona State at the Edcardo Center as well. I mean, those are two pretty big ones, aren't they?
They're huge. I mean, you look at our schedule and look at our home opener. We're bookended by some real tough competition. So, we're getting ready to go to the Pac-12 championship. So, it'll be good to have some nice, tough competition against some conference opponents right before conference.
Now, you will. We brought this up a little earlier. This is a team that I think the schedule fits them well because it's a very tough schedule, but it's a tough schedule with the team that you think can obviously handle it. Injuries are seem to be hopefully healed and everybody's back. So, what do you look at really as the strengths of this team for 15-16?
Obviously we're going to have some good seniors on our team, and that's important when you have that senior leadership to try and pull up the rest of the team. And we've got some guys that are confident, coming into the season. Always there's a special part about being a senior and finishing your career right. And so these guys are excited about this schedule. They know it's challenging, but they're up for the challenge. And it's just a team that is kind of been with the program. It's going to be really my first big team coming through, as is taking over the program.
Sure.
And here are these seniors. It's going to be kind of neat to see kind of my first class kind of come through.
Now, it seems like this team has from an outsider's view looking in, as far as I look at it, has a good shot at being very competitive in the Pac-12. I mean, you guys have taken those steps every year. You've won a few. You've gotten over on a few teams. I mean, do you kind of feel like this team really has a legitimate shot to compete for a lot of conference championships?
We do, and our lineup is going to be stronger than it ever was for the past few years, and we have a couple guys that are coming back into the lineup that are going to be a big shot in the arm to our program. So Reuben Franklin coming off red shirt, Bryce Hammond coming off a season-ending injury last year. So definitely a special team with some guys that can be at the top of the podium of the conference.
And I know a lot of the time you use that red shirt to help guys like Reuben to kind of get, maybe that extra year and just get some academic stuff done, but also continue to wrestle a little bit and work out with the team, but then come back even stronger. Bryce was kind of an injury, but he had one early in his career where he sort of sat out. That seems to be an important part of your program in developing a lot of the guys, isn't it?
It is, and for somebody like Reuben, he had improved every year, and it seemed like he just really was right there. I mean, I honestly believe he could have been an All-American last year.
Yeah.
But, I knew that a redshirt year with him, somebody that works so hard. I mean, he's the hardest worker in our program. And having a guy like that for 2 years, another year, I feel like he's going to be a national champ this year.
Wow. Awesome. And there's a few guys that you look at the potential for Pac-12 championships, that have been there before, like a Bryce Hammond who was out last year with injury, but you can bet probably a guy like him is pretty hungry to get back on that podium.
He is. It's hard for him to sit out as long as he did, but, he's feeling really good. He's feeling really strong. His body's healing up, so he's looking forward to this year.
And you had kind of almost a surprise finalist last year in the Pac-12, but it seemed like Matt did an outstanding job and a young wrestler.
Yeah, he did a great job. He's a hard worker, and those two, Matt Williams and Reuben Franklin, just feed off each other. They've gotten so much better over the last year. Coach Orozco does a great job, working with the upper weights and getting those guys to compete with each other every day in the room, and that's what's really helped both those guys elevate.
Yeah, and it was fun to watch. So you kind of have a mixture of those guys like Matt Williams, kind of still quote-unquote young, but then you've got a lot of experience coming back this year too, and those guys that really have been leading your program the last few years. So as a coach, that's kind of got to give you a good feeling knowing you've got a little bit of both to work with that dynamic of the squad.
It's important. I think you got the guys that are seniors, that are mature, that have developed over the years. Then you got the younger guys that have talent, and they look up to those seniors, so they have something to move up against. Which our seniors on our team didn't have, just because of the dynamics of the program, of the way they came through it. But it's important. It's important for young guys to come in and see those upperclassmen and have something to be motivated for.
Awesome, and you guys will open practice on October the 10th, so your practice season's right around the corner. And again, folks can check them out. Kind of their sneak preview, the Blue Gold Duel, the exhibition duel, which comes up on October 24th. That's a Saturday, 5 o'clock at the Icardo Center. That's just an opportunity, really. You kind of split the team in half and let them have at it, but a good preview for fans to get to take a look at the squad.
Yeah, good preview. I mean, some guys are going to be battling for the starting spot, and it's tough. I mean, I can't really tell you exactly who is going to be in the lineup. With some of them, we've got a pretty strong feeling. But, yeah, there's guys that are going to be battling for the spot, and it's a good preview to see what we have coming this year.
Yeah, and believe me, and again, a great home schedule. Penn State, Cal Poly, Utah Valley, Grand Canyon, Oregon State at Bakersfield High, and then Boise State and Arizona State. So got a great home schedule in 15-16. Good luck to you, and we'll talk to you throughout the season, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Mike Mendoza here on Roadrunner Rundown, and again, you can check out their schedule online at GoRunners.com. All right, we're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some basketball. We've got Rod Barnes in the house and Greg McCall joining us as well as we talk more about the upcoming Blue Gold scrimmage. And, hey, practice opens up this weekend for one team and Monday for another, so we'll talk about that when we return. It's Roadrunner Rundown live here at Bakersfield Hyundai. And welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. We're live here at Bakersfield Hyundai here at 5300 Weibel Road. Thanks so much for joining us. And, of course, we're talking a lot about the Blue Gold scrimmage coming up on October 22nd. Bakersfield Hyundai, the title sponsor, and they're giving away a car at halftime. They hope to, if you can just make that half-court shot, which, is a piece of cake, as we're joined by head coach Rod Barnes. Coach, I've seen you throw a couple up. Right? You made a few in your day from half court.
I've been trying to have a petition that I'm able to participate in this particular event, so I want to make the shot. I need a car.
I said actually the guy that they should worry about is team manager Kamen, because he can put him down.
Kamen, that is the guy. That is the guy. I think most of our guys, we're all going to write his name down and make sure he wins it. But
see, because he can make it. I've seen him do it on a regular basis. Exactly. You guys will open practice coming up this Saturday. As a matter of fact, season is upon us. I mean, talk about really the anticipation for you as a coach getting to this moment where I know you've got a chance to work with them a little bit, but now it's practice time come this weekend.
Well, it's practice time, and our guys have done a great job in the preseason. We had a really good summer. This fall has been really good. Just trying to stay healthy. I mean, that's the main point right now, but looking forward to this weekend, and, we can have them out there on a consistent basis after Saturday, so just looking forward to this team. We've been waiting. After last year's loss there in the semifinals there in the WAC tournament, our guys have really put in the work we need to get to this season. So I'm excited.
And I know, as you mentioned, they were around most of summer, and you had some guys that that were here working out, and now the team's together working out. It just seems like there is really that. There's been a few guys that now know what it's going to take that next step. You kind of sense that as well?
Well, we do. I mean, the great thing is we have leadership and guys that have been here with Kevin, who's probably been the guy most of all summer because Ali was off. But now Ali has come in and really taken his place as one of the leaders on our team. And then we got Jalen Arrington, who has been with us. So we have some experience. And those guys played a lot of minutes, a lot of games last year. And because of that, we feel really good about our experience there. Now, we were in the midst of a tough run last year, and our guys overcame that. And so I think they're ready to go.
Now, you brought up Ali, who got a chance to play for Egypt over the summer. And so, obviously, that's something that as a coach, I mean, you got to kind of like it because here's a guy comes in, he's already in game shape. I mean, it's not like when Ali first came in a couple years back, you had to work him down to where he needed to be. But, man, you got a guy who got a chance to get a lot of reps in over the summer.
Well, he got a lot of reps and played against older players, and it was a great experience for him. And you could tell he's come back with a different kind of work ethic because when you're playing against pros, that's all those guys do. And they're really serious and they really focus, and it really means probably a life, for them. So that's the only way that they make a living. And now he's come back with that same kind of work ethic, and it really is just going to help our team. When your leadership great workers, then everyone else tend to follow.
You do return the two all-conference players in Ali and Kevin Mays, both all-conference nods last year, those two. But then you also brought in some support for the guys down low. I'll talk about that a little bit and some of the new pieces to that puzzle.
Well, I really like our front line. I mean, probably Rayvon Posey, who we call PJ, is, he's kind of like Ali was a few years ago. He's probably 6'8", probably, let's just say 290, somewhere in that area. And then we have Justin Hollins, who I think is going to surprise a lot of people. He's about 6'8", 6'9", really athletic, runs like a deer, box shots, rebounds the basketball. And then we have Matt Smith, who was out last year with the injury. So front line seems to be really, really healthy, and we've got great depth there. And they've really done a good job of getting stronger, and I think there's a chemistry there that we hadn't had on our front line.
Now, from the guards' perspective, when you bring back a guy like Brent Rapp, got a lot of reps last year as a point guard, and you've also added a little bit to that area as well.
Well, that was one of the areas we thought that we had to, kind of improve and shore up. Rapp is obviously back, who's favorite guy, that one of the guys I love coaching, but also we've had Justin Pride, who led the country 2 years ago in junior colleges for his Cisco. So he's a guy that's a pass-first point guard. And then we use a third guy in Diedrich Basile, who's a kid that can really score the basketball. I think, most of the spots we feel like we've got covered, but we just got to get everyone up to speed in the next month or so. But I like our talent and like our depth.
And it seems like top to bottom on the roster, there's 2-3 combinations of a starting five. I mean, sometimes you have, guys on the roster you wouldn't start, but you look at this roster now, it seems like there's 2-3 combinations of starting fives there.
Well, it is, and I think whichever way we go, we'll have a chance to have a good team on the floor. I think this team presents something that we hadn't had. We could score a lot of different ways, and again, we've got guys that, they're really built in as far as their roles. We got guys that are rebounders. They rebound at a high level. Guys that can score, they score at a high level. And then we have one or two guys. We're not going to have to lean on someone. Where we got a guy like Ali that can score it inside. P.J. Pose is another guy that can score it inside. Whether we have Damon Durham, who's a guy that set out last year from Baylor, that I think all of our people are going to be excited to see. He's an exciting player that could score. But also we have Diedrich that could score, and now Jalen has improved. So, again, we have the pieces, and I like the chemistry of this team, and I think we got a chance to have a great season.
And you brought up a couple of red shirts, obviously, with Damian, and also your son Bray is redshirted last year, so he's back. So you get a chance to actually coach another son on the floor.
Well, I do, and he's probably our most improved player. I mean, he's really, I think all the coaches and players have been surprised at his progress, but he's really serious about it, and he wants to play for his dad. I don't know how bad his dad wants to coach him like that, but no, he's been fun to coach, and I've gone through it before, so I know all the mistakes not to make this time, so he's going to get the better coach kind of dad combination.
Okay. Well, but the last one that you coached didn't turn out too bad, because congrats to Brandon, who just got the head coaching job at Paris High School out there.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, it's just to see your son have that opportunity to go and do what I've tried to do for years, and that's help young men get better. And he has that opportunity now, and he's excited. I'm excited for him. And, I told him he's got to be better than his dad. So I've just kind of laid the pathway, and hopefully he can do great things.
He posted a picture, I think, of coaching a practice at his last team, and he had the play chart folded up in his shorts. He had his whistle hanging out of his mouth, and I said, man, do you ever find yourself going down on one knee during practice with the whistle in your mouth? He said, you know what? I found myself about 3-4 times doing it already. just like Dad.
Yeah, so, well, that's a great thing.
Yeah, obviously that's been passed on a little bit as well. Let's talk about the Blue Gold scrimmage coming up. That's going to be on October 22nd. A fun event that it's kind of evolved over the last couple of years, and just a good chance for folks to really see what your team has this year, see some of the new faces as you guys square off against each other.
Yeah, well, it's a great time. I mean, first of all, it's really built around our fans and people that support us, and we're really trying to do it and improve it each and every year, and it's a great thing to have Hyundai backing us this year, which gives us even more momentum for people to come out and give them a reason to come out, not only to see good basketball and meet our team, but also have a chance to win a car. And I think everyone continues to say that, but it's going to be a great night. It's the last time that our guys can kind of have fun and kind of, do some dunks and do some things and before we really get after it. But it's a great opportunity to come out and see our guys in a more laid-back manner and get a chance to meet our guys one-on-one. And we're really looking forward to it. Just as important as we feel like our team is ready, we think our fans and our administration and supporters are ready to have